Hi guys, welcome to another Vlogmas video. I was trying to think of something different that I could come up with today, and I thought, why not share childhood Christmas memories? So I'm going to do that. That was a long-winded way of saying that, wasn't it? So if you like my content, please give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button down there somewhere. It would mean the world to me. My channel is growing, and yeah, all the likes, subscribes and comments really help me out. So we all love Christmas, don't we? Well, most of us do. My favourite time of Christmas is the run-up, it's the build-up to Christmas, particularly Christmas Eve. When I was a child, there was just the two of us, me and my sister, my mum and dad, and we would always go to my nan and gramps Christmas Eve. So we'd get up early and we'd put on our Christmas outfits. This would be like an extra Christmas day, and we would go to my nan and gramps just with my mum. My dad would usually be working, and this was when we were small. And we'd get there and my nan would be all jolly. She was the best nan in the world. You couldn't wish for a nicer nan. She'd be all jolly and she'd be cooking and, you know, just doing all nan stuff. And we'd help, and she'd always make a trifle, and she'd give us a glass of eggnog, even though we shouldn't have had alcohol at that age. She only let us have a little bit. She'd put lemonade in it and turn it into a snowball. Horrible stuff, but we loved it. We felt really grown up having this glass of basically watered down eggnog, really. I can't even remember what it was called. It was yellow and it was thick. Yeah, it was a strange taste, but she'd put lemonade in it for us, and we'd have a straw and we'd have it in a tall glass, and we'd feel really grown up. I ran out of storage space again. This blooming phone is doing my head in. Can't wait to get my new one. I gotta wait until April though. Oh, I don't know how I'm gonna cope. Anyway, I can't remember how far I got. I think it was having a glass of that horrible yellow stuff that made us feel grown up. So we'd spend the day. My nan would do us a nice dinner, and yeah, we'd do all Christmassy stuff, and then in the afternoon all the family would come to visit, and one by one they'd bring us presents, and it was lush. We'd have visitors all afternoon. We had so many aunts and uncles when we were growing up. Sadly we don't anymore. Most of them have passed away, but yeah, they'd come, and I remember having, oh my god, I'm going to be showing my age, having clothes, having lacy, we always had these lacy white tights and patent leather black shoes, usually with bows on, and when you wore the tights with the black shoes you could feel the cold of the shoe through the tights, because they were just patterned and they had all holes, but they made us feel so grown up. Oh, honestly. And we'd have lots of colouring books and toys and games, and it was just a traditional Christmas Eve. It was lush. We'd stay there all day until my dad finished work, and then he'd come and pick us up. We'd go home, and my sister and I then would spend the night while my mum was in the kitchen preparing food for the following day. We'd spend the night poking at the presents under the tree, daring each other to make a little hole in the present to see what we had, and to see, I mean, of course none of them were for ours. Our presents were under the tree. My mum used to bring them down when we were in bed, but yeah, we'd be poking at the presents and having a little feel and seeing if we could guess what was what. And she'd come in every now and again and swipe us with a tea towel and tell us to stop. And she'd be out there making doing preparations. She used to buy sprouts on a stalk, and she'd be peeling the leaves off and cutting a little cross in each sprout, and it used to take her forever. And then she'd be peeling potatoes and peeling parsnips and doing all that, and she used to make the trifle from scratch, and she'd make the Christmas cake weeks and weeks before Christmas, and you'd smell the aroma of the cake cooking with all the sherry in it. You get drunk off the fumes, honestly. Yeah, it was lush. I just remember that so vividly. Then we'd go to bed and we'd spend all night, we wouldn't sleep, we'd spend all night saying to each other, I can hear hooves, I can hear hooves. And we convinced each other that we could hear Santa landing on the roof and we could hear the hooves on the roof. And then one year we actually caught my dad going down the stairs with the presents, and that ruined it then. That absolutely ruined it. We no longer believed in Santa. But yeah, for years we believed in Santa, and we used to leave a carrot out for the reindeer. Then in the morning we'd get up, and our mum used to put our presents, or some of our presents, in pillowcases with our names on the armchairs. Because back in the day you'd only have a sofa and 2 armchairs. It wasn't heard of that you'd have 2 sofas, or 2 sofas and a chair or whatever. It was always a sofa and 2 armchairs. So she'd put the pillowcases on each armchair, she'd put our names on each one, and they'd be full. They would be like our stockings, and they would be full. And then we'd have piles of presents then around the chair and around the tree. And oh, we had lush presents when we were kids. We'd have so much. I remember my sister wanted a Barbie, and she got a Cindy. But you know, our mum did really well. She really did. She made the most wonderful Christmases for us. And we had a really happy childhood. We got so many lovely memories of growing up. And one year we woke up and there was a horse in the back garden, and I'd always wanted a horse. Always, from a very young age. And my dad always said he was going to just get me a bag of manure. And this one day, this one Christmas, we woke up and there was a horse in the back garden. Our house lived on, we backed onto a lane that backed onto the woods. So we just thought this horse was for us. We thought it was our Christmas present, or my Christmas present. Turned out it was one of the neighbours' horses, and it had broken loose and it was in our garden. Oh, I was devastated. I was absolutely devastated. I really wanted that horse. Then years later, when you know, I'd married Howard and we'd had our girls, I remember waking up one Christmas morning and it happened again. There was a horse in the garden, and Chelsea, our eldest, she was horse mad like I was as a child, and she thought we'd got her a horse. But the same thing happened. The horse had come over from the traveller camp. It had made its way over and it was in our garden. Oh, she thought it was for her. Oh, it broke my heart having to tell her, no, it's not your horse. But it stayed there all day, so she could pretend all day it was hers. It was just like me all over again. Oh, I think I got a cold coming, guys. I've been quite sniffly and I've gone deaf in one ear. Don't worry, it's not COVID. So yeah, lush memories. Christmas Eve was always the best day for us. And even now, to this day, I try and keep the traditions that my parents did for us. I try and follow that on with my girls. We had Christmas Eve boxes back then, and I carry them on now. I do Christmas Eve boxes for them. We all have them. They do them for us. So we all have a new pair of pyjamas Christmas Eve, just like we did when we were kids. And we'll have something to eat and something to drink in the box, and usually we had something to play with, so I make sure that there's a magazine or something to do for the girls Christmas Eve. Even though now one's 18 and one's 22, I still carry it on. And I still do the stockings. We still have, they're behind me. We all have a stocking, and I fill them with silly things, little bits of silliness, just bits of fun, you know, things that didn't cost much, don't really mean anything, they're just fun, just like my mum used to do for us. So yeah, it's lush. I love carrying on those traditions and those memories, and hopefully my kids then will, or our kids will carry on those memories for when they have kids, and they'll carry on the traditions. Probably not, because they probably think I'm nuts, but yeah, hopefully they do, because I do try my best to make it a nice Christmas for them. I really do feel like I'm getting a cold or something. I've been sneezing all night. Anyway, that's all from me for now. That was Vlogmas number, was that number 4? I can't remember. I'm losing track, guys. I hope you like my content. If you do, please give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button down by there somewhere. As I always say, it would mean the world to me. I hope you all stay safe and all stay well, and I'll see you in my next Vlogmas video. Bye guys. Mwah.